Hi, I'm Bruce Whipple. Every so often, something crosses your desk that stops you in your tracks. Something that makes you think not about business, not about deals, but about life itself. And recently, I met with a business owner who knew what I did, was curious about business acquisition, and asked if we could meet. Actually, I suggested it, and he jumped at the opportunity. And so we got together for a coffee. And I had told him about the exercise of writing an obituary and how helpful it was. And he actually did it, which separates him from a lot of people I mentor. So while I won't share the details of that, I can tell you that it was one of the most powerful pieces of writing I've seen in a long time. And it wasn't just an obituary, it was a roadmap for how to live. What struck me first was how intentional it was. This wasn't a person who drifted through life waiting for opportunities. He made things happen. He asked questions, looked for better ways to do things, and refused to waste time on the mundane. That's a lesson we can all remember. Efficiency isn't just about productivity, it's about purpose. Many of us lose hours, days, or even years doing things that don't move us closer to what matters most. A life worth being proud of is built on intention, not by default and not by design. He also focused on others. The second thing that made this obituary was so powerful, how much of it focused on others. Yes, he was driven, creative, and successful, but what people remembered most wasn't he built, it was how he built others. He had the ability to make people stronger where they were weak. That's leadership. And it's the same principle I talk about all the time in acquisitions. Your job isn't just to buy a business, it's to build people. Teams get things done. If the people around you grow stronger, your business grows stronger. If you pour into others, you multiply your impact far beyond what you could ever do alone. Now, it wasn't all intensity and ambition, though. There was humor, and that was what made it so real. One of my favorite parts was how this man was remembered for dragging his family into wild outdoor adventures, fishing trips that lasted until dark, and even wake-up calls that came earlier than anyone wanted. It's a reminder that life is meant to be lived, not just managed. You can be disciplined, you can be focused, and still laugh at yourself along the way. That balance of drive and joy is what keeps you from burning out and keeps people wanting to follow your lead. But as he wrote this obituary, and it was in the past tense, as many of these things I just mentioned were, he lived a simple code. Work hard, play hard, never do anything halfway. That's it. And honestly, that's all you really need. You don't need a 10-point philosophy or 30-page life plan. You need principles you can live by. And you need to live by them every day. It's about integrity in action, being the same person in private as you are in public. So here's my challenge to you. Write the obituary you'd want read about you. Would it show a life of intention? Would it speak of how you made others better? Would it reflect humor, humility, and integrity? If not, start changing that story today. Because the truth is, you're writing your obituary every day with your choices, your discipline, and your impact. And when that time comes, the goal is simple: to be able to say, yes, this was a life I can be proud of. Thanks for listening. Until next time, keep taking action.